Hello everyone, welcome to the Chapter 2 commentary guide. I hope you found Chapter 1 to be useful, and now I hope to do the same for Chapter 2 as well. In this Chapter 2 guide, I'll be splitting into 3 separate videos because Chapter 2 is generally a very long chapter altogether. So this will be the first part, and stay tuned for the second and third parts coming soon. Now for this guide, I have Adam, who's Adrian Drake here, playing the samurai, and I have two teammates with me here who are doing chapter 2 for the first time. That's X Horizon here, playing the assassin, and Lassie, she's playing the Ronin here. So this run will be slightly slower than what I did in chapter 1, but that's okay because I had to teach them what to do with the various parts of chapter 2. So there will be points where I won't be doing the commentary. I'll let my explanation to them do the explanation for this guide itself. Also, in this guide, I will show a different perspective of me playing with another group in the form of a different card or in the form of picture-in-picture. I will let you know during the commentary itself. Alright, so we begin chapter 2 from here. And once we go up these steps, we will find a group of enemies in this first area. Now, it's actually optional to engage these enemies. You don't have to kill them. But for most experienced players, they will use these enemies to build their resolve for the first chest and whatnot. So it's optional, but we did clear the enemies here for this run. Okay, once that's clear, we press on and we're about to begin the first of many attunement platforms, which is the bane for most chapter 2 players. So at the top here there are 3 different attunements. It's the same orange, green, blue, and I'll be taking point here. There's a reason why I'm playing Hunter for this run, and if you remember in chapter 1, the moment I picked a color, I could not see the symbols for these platforms. But so now I'm the 4th player here that did not pick attunement, so I will be able to see the symbols, and I will be the one that have to tell the rest of the team what color are the platforms. So, and there's also a good reason why it's best to have a hunter and an experienced player to take point. You will see later. So right now, someone made a mistake and we had to restart, but that's perfectly fine. It's completely normal for people to make mistakes during these attunement jumps. So I have Adam picking the blue one, Lassie got the orange, and X Horizon getting the green attunement. So since Lassie and Horizon has never played chapter 2 before, I have to tell them what are the color attunements. And generally for this part of the platforming puzzle, it's best to go in the right direction, towards the right, because the platforms are easier to jump. On the left is slightly more difficult and has a greater distance. So just follow this sequence over here towards the right, and over here as well, go towards the right. If you have trouble remembering what the colors are, it's actually quite easy. It's orange, green, blue, orange, green, blue, orange, green, blue, and finally orange, green, blue, green. Okay, so now once this is done, you are in the vicinity of the first Oni treasure chest. and that requires the blue attunement over here. So that's Adam with the blue platform, and now we head up to open the first chest.
I'll be the bait outside. You can.
And we employ the same strategy as I shown in chapter 1. Someone stand by the cave entrance and the rest goes up to open the chest. And this is me explaining the strategy to them. It's not really necessary to do this strategy. It's just, something that's, easier to tackle the Oni treasure chest. If you've played Nightmare Survival, these enemies won't be a huge problem. Now for my hunter build, at this point I do not really have a raid specific build. I believe for this one I play mostly fire damage focus hunter build, so just follow my raid chapter 1 and chapter 2 build guides and I think you'll be able to manage this raids chapter 1 and 2 quite well. So now that the first treasure chest is done, it's time to split the team up into 3 and 1. So the 3 players, the 3 teammates that have the color attunements have to step on these switches to bring up these 3 platforms over here. And this is where the player without the attunement, that would be me, will have split up from the rest. And once I'm up here, I can tell them to step off, and now they have to get ready to do their own set of platforming. So right down here, there's a switch that brings up these symbols, and that's my turn now, my job to tell them what are the sequence of the platforms. So green, blue, orange, green, green, orange, green, and you could tell them the color, you could tell them the symbol, or you could call their names, to say, okay, you're next. Now just be careful of this part here where there's a double green here, so remind them to jump at the same time. And if they're confused to which platform to jump on, you could always use your bow and arrow to ping to tell them, okay, this is the platform and this is the color. Okay, now this is done. I will now cut away to show how it looks like from the other perspective. This is me playing with another group, and here I have the blue attunement. So this is the double green jump. You just need to jump together. That's orange. And you could, take a long jump to the green platform below, or if you're not too confident, on the left is the blue one. And that's it. This is the second set of platforms. Alright, now we cut back to the main gameplay with the main team. So now at the main area, they have a bunch of enemies to deal with. If you play hunter, like what I'm doing here, I can lend some range support. Try to target the triplets over there, the tethered triplets, because otherwise, if any one of them stays up for too long, the triplets will revive each other. And once they are clear of the enemies, just look out for these 3 switches on the ground that will bring up platforms for you to get down into that main arena. So for now we give them some time. There is one switch which you can't see from here, but that's where Adrian Drake, will have the switch there. So it's not from this point of view, but I've told X Horizon and Lassie to come up and look for these 2 switches. So that's 1, 2, 3, Okay,
Now just stay on this.
it's good enough.
platforms.
And then
Have
it's
to
time for me to come down.
go to another
But
area.
stay on these switches and go up here.
Why the loops of fishing is sacrificed to keep the people from our intrigue.
Okay.
Okay,
then
once
get
I'm up here, you can tell the rest they can step off now and get ready for a fight. Now this is where you have to be very careful, and where having a Ronin on the team of 3 to be useful, because if you get caught by the red eyes over here, you will be trapped, and it might be useful to have a Ronin to use his ultimate to revive you. But as much as you can, try not to get caught. Do not rush. Look out for the red eyes. And I'm not sure if you saw earlier, there was a white hair Oni Lord. You could ignore him, but if he spots you, then just try your best to not get yourself killed.
Now the next set of platforms.
Alright, so now once that's done, go all the way to the end. You'll find this switch, and you'll find these platforms for them as well. Now this is one of the most difficult parts. I think it's best to tell them the sequence of the platforms in advance. Green, blue, double orange, green. Because they have to do these jump puzzles along with the red eyes as well. So this is where the hunter is so important here. It's so important to have the hunter here, so that if any of them is trapped, you could use your bow and arrow to shoot them out. So here they go. Green, blue, double orange.
Okay, orange again. Let's go. Ooh, jump.
This is the most difficult part, the double orange, and now they are getting stuck, so it's time for me to shoot them out.
Okay, last one is green. Yes, last one is green.
And the last one is green. And everything worked out fine.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
And now I'm going to cut away into the other team, how I played with them. Now, one tip I can give you is wait for this red eye to go past this first platform before you make your first jump. This will make the rest of the jumps a bit easier. So green, blue, double orange.
Okay, we're here. Jump.
You see how it's quite a clear path, double orange, and the last one is green. And everybody will go through just fine. So remember, wait for the red eye to go past the first platform before you make the first jump. And it's also best to have the fourth member to be a bit more experienced and to preferably be playing the hunter, so that you have your bow and arrow to shoot anyone trapped by the red eye out of there. So once they're across, there is a Oni archer there to deal with, and then bring up these 3 platforms. Again, it's not time for a reunion yet, it's just to pass by. So get down, get up, climb this wall, and then get ready for another fight. For this part, go up the steps, and then you'll find a switch to let the other team across. I will do a picture-in-picture from here, so I will not be able to do commentary for a few seconds, so stand by.
Okay, the next set of platforms. First is green, orange, blue. Alright, I'll just say the next 3 now. Okay, get up. Orange, green, blue. And last one is orange.
Okay, so hope the picture-in-picture gives you an idea how it looks like from the team of 3. And once this part is done, look a bit to your left, there's another switch here. So it's an orange and then swing to green. Do not rush this part. Make 2 swings if you're not confident.
Okay, next is green. X, swing here and land here. Don't rush. Okay, do double swing if you're not confident. Oof. Okay, cool.
And so for this part, I don't really have a clip to show how it looks like from the team of three, but basically you traverse
Shuttle, you got
this
stuck.
small little path up towards the top. There are red eyes to look out for, so if you're on point, just keep a lookout for them and shoot them out if they are trapped by the red eyes. Also, if you're in the team of three, keep a lookout for each other. If anyone's trapped, just call out for help and knock each other out. All you gotta do is just make your way to the top, and very soon I'll be bringing up a set of platforms which are blue
Doing
and
good so far?
4 platforms
Okay, I
of
think
green. So
Drake is stuck. Someone's gonna
you gotta jump together at the same time, work in a team and communicate with each other
Adam, for
when
this
to
next
jump,
one, you jump together
as you'll
with them.
see very shortly.
All
Yeah,
green.
sure.
Yeah. So the first one is blue. Now listen up. The next 4 platforms are all green, so you have to jump together. Okay, green first.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, this one's not the scary one. It's the next 3. Okay.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
So there you go. Communicate. Time the jumps together. It's not that difficult. There is always a wee bit of buffer to jump to the next platform. So once you're across, just put down the crystal that will open up the doorway, and you have your first full reunion as a team. And from here, there are 3 colored totems to break. But before you go into the first puzzle area, which is the blood ritual, we first do the second Oni treasure chest. So here I'm leading them to break the 3 attunements first. First is the orange by the side here. Then in the middle there's the blue. It's I believe that's Adam's. And up the steps here is the green one. And that's the doorway into the next area, which is the blood ritual. But like I said, we won't be going there. We will be going to do the second chest, which you can see in the corner that Adam and Lassie's on their way there. Go up this way, go past this healing drum, and you'll find a cave. And that's the second chest. So it's the same routine for us. 1 person at the cave entrance, 2 will open the chest.
At the cave entrance, you open the chest. Good job. Nice.
And that's it, second chest done. So now we can make our way into the blood ritual area. The blood ritual puzzle, in fact. So yeah, I know there is a shortcut here, but I won't be showing that. That's not the purpose of this guide. It's just to show the way the levels are being designed by Sucker Punch. But yeah, I see the other guys are doing a shortcut, but that's okay. It's not really a huge game-breaking glitch. So the blood ritual, right here, you just clear the enemies first, and then we'll start the puzzle. Also, one tip, if you're playing Hunter, it's a good idea to stand here to kill as many enemies as you can from range, because there are 2 ammo pickups right behind. Once you step off this platform, you will not be able to pick them up again. So this is what I'm doing. I'll try to kill as many as I can from range, and once most of them are clear, I'll pick up my ammo and join them. And so, okay, they've cleared the way, so I'll let my explanation to X and Lassie take over from here.
Okay, so the main goal is to kill enemies in this big area over here, this big pool over here. But before the kills can count, one person has to stand on each side of the neutralizing pools over here. Let me show you. You follow me this way. Okay, so one person has to stand here and one person has to stand on the other side. So let me show you on the other side.
Do you want to follow him, X, or should I?
Yeah, both of you follow me.
Oh,
Yeah.
both.
Yeah. So the puzzle will start when both sides of the neutralizing pods are active, okay? When you go down there to kill enemies, you will gain corruption. So your corruption must not reach level 10 or we lose the whole puzzle and we start over again. And every time you gain corruption, you have to come to the side over here to neutralize them back down to 0. So in other words, we take turns to go down to kill enemies. You understand that?
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. So one of you stay here. Lassie, do you want to go to the other side or you want to start
Okay.
fighting?
No, I can go to the other side.
Okay.
I can start fighting else.
Okay, so maybe Adam can stay here. You can go down to fight.
The hungry ritual swallowed
Okay,
dead,
awesome.
but it
So
wasn't
since I'm a
there.
hunter,
It
I can
desired
stay with Lassie and
crave the blood of the ghosts.
kill the enemies from here.
Start moving as corruption.
Around 6 or 7, you can start coming up. Okay, you can drop a smoke to stop them from coming.
Ah.
Yeah. So if you see in the center, every time you make a kill, a symbol comes up. So we need to fill the whole circle with symbols to open the door to the next area. Ouch.
Okay, I'm standing now.
Okay,
I'll come up.
so you go up to Drake's side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lassie, if you want, you
Yeah.
can go down to start fighting. Wait for the enemy.
And this is how it looks like from the other side of the pool, and it's pretty much the same idea. Build my resolve with the enemies coming from behind, and then I will fire my hunter ultimate towards the main corruption pool over here. So that's just a brief look. It's basically the same thing.
For the enemies to
Okay.
come,
And now
then
we
you
go
can
back into
go down to fight them.
the main
Okay, don't-
run
I'll take care of
with
these guys behind.
Adam, Lassie, and Horizon.
There's nobody there.
Yeah, they will come.
Give it a minute.
They will be there.
Oh, they're coming.
Yep. Okay.
X, you're gonna have enemies attack you from behind. They're gonna try to force you out of this circle. Just try to kill them while staying in the circle.
Enemies nearby.
Okay, watch your corruption as well, Lassie.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm on corruption 6.
Okay, come up here. Neutralize it. drop your healing if you have it.
Are you on 0? Corruption X?
No, not yet.
I am, yes, sir.
Okay.
Cool.
don't
Stand here. Just stand here. You don't have to come down yet. Wait for the enemies to group up, and then you'll have a nice grouping, and then you can come down and attack.
Okay, if you look at the symbols, we're halfway there. So, okay, I'll drop a smoke for you. I'll go down to fight them.
Here I will demonstrate how it looks like to fight in the middle and how to see how much corruption you get. So as you can see, I'm fighting in the main corruption pool. If you look at the left of the screen, you see that I'm starting to build corruption the longer I stay here. So if you don't see any enemies, don't stay here, or you continue building corruption. If the corruption hits level 10, the whole puzzle ends. We have to restart this whole puzzle again. So now that most of the enemies have cleared, I run back to the site and I will neutralize the corruption back down to 0. As you can see here, now I'm back at the site, 4, 3, and eventually it'll go down to 0. So that's how you do this puzzle. A lot of newcomers, they get stuck here for a very long time because they don't know what to do. But once you know it, it's actually very simple. And it's also a common strategy to have 2 hunters. One stays here, one stays on the other side, so that they can stay on the neutralizing pool by the side and to fire their ultimates into the main corruption pool. But if you don't have it, then it's still okay. You just need to take turns to go down to do the killing, as long as one person stays on each side of the neutralizing pools, and make sure not to hit corruption 10. It's quite simple. And we're nearly finished. I think we're left with about 3 enemies to kill. And here comes the enemies. I'm not sure if you could see it, but the door is nearly filled with blood, so we're nearly there.
I can kill them from here. Okay, I think just
And one last enemy to kill. And that's it, that's the end. And we end this puzzle. So I will end the first part of this chapter 2 guide over here, because it's still taking a bit long already. So I'll see you in part 2. We'll go into the 3rd, 4th chest, as well as the next 2 puzzles. I'll see you there. Thank you for joining.